it's me, Harper Savage, and it's time for another episode of Create This Book. Disclaimer at the beginning of the video: if you hear any noises in the voiceover portions, it's my puppy. She's got a cone on, so she's not very graceful right now, and also playful at the same time. Anyways, the first prompt is create folds. Fold this page any way you want. So for this, I'm going to be whipping out some acrylic paint. So let me grab that. Alright, it looks like I kind of just jumped right into it. I can't remember the brand of acrylic paint I use here. I have like a bunch of different brands from like art kits and advent calendars, so that's why I didn't show them. But this page is actually inspired by an like coloring page art trend that's going around. At least at the time I was doing this. I don't know if it's still popular, but it is the blueprint coloring style where you turn your coloring page into looking like a blueprint. Obviously this is not a coloring page, so I did everything by hand. And my folds are actually going to be a paper airplane, and I'm doing a blueprint of how a paper airplane will fold up into making a plane, you know, like a piece of paper turns into a paper airplane. I used paint markers for this part. I did mention like right at the beginning of the video that Brie was in a cone. She had just gotten spayed. She no longer is in a cone anymore because this video was recorded several weeks ago, maybe even a month ago now. So she's fine. She's all healed up and, you know, back to normal puppy life, in case anybody was wondering. I decided at last minute to turn that airplane into lined paper. Alright, so that is this prompt all done. Next, we have create letters. Fill this page with letters. Use them for aesthetic value rather than writing words. Now, I have part of this sketched on a separate piece of paper and part of it in the book, but I think first we should work on the separate piece of paper. Oof, that bleed through. So let me grab that. Here we are. Now, before I completely forget what this font is, I'll tell you that it is inspired by an Adobe font called Prereq Script with an E at the end, Deco, designed by Alejandro Locelos. I'm not sure if I said that name right, just so you guys can kind of see where I was going with this. But let me get to inking. I had intended on showing you guys like a screenshot of what the font looked like, but I actually don't know what the rules are for Adobe because I do pay for it, and I just don't want to get in trouble if I'm not allowed to show their secret font website, if it even is a secret, to download all of their fonts and stuff. But if you do have Adobe, you can look it up. Anyways, I went with like a chunky kind of letter because I wanted to like put a little bit of a design inside each letter. And also I decided to put this on lined paper because one, I wanted it to be thin paper. I don't even know where I found this lined paper, to be honest with you. I'm kind of shocked that I had any lined paper. I don't even remember looking in a notebook or anything. It just like appeared. I don't know. I probably looked for it and just can't remember because I actually had like recorded this a while ago. Like I mentioned, Brie had a cone on and now she doesn't. So this has been like a really long recording and then editing process, like all spaced out. Now, as you can see, I put numbers under the letters, and that's because I'm turning this into some sort of code. And now I'm going to go in and put that tiny bit of design inside of each letter. And it's just like lines to make it look interesting. And it's supposed to stay on theme with the page here that you're not going to see all together until the end, I guess. On the prompt side, I put these boxes here because it's going to be where you figure out the code. So it's like, it's a cryptogram is what it's called, where it's like a puzzle, but yeah, me figure out what the code is. And I went ahead and made the background blue like the previous page because these pages are going to be matching. Now, I at first put the paper airplane at the bottom, and I decided I didn't like that placement, so I put it at the top instead. Then I decided to put like a little hint design in at the bottom here of what the cryptograph code is going to be. And I regretted it instantly because I didn't sketch it out or anything. So I painted over it. And I went ahead and I tried my best to sketch it in over the paint to make it a little better. All right, that's that page done. Let me know if you could figure out what the secret message is in the comments. The next prompt is create a meal. Draw, write about your ideal meal. Don't forget dessert. All right, I have an idea for this, but for that I'm going to need some stuff. All right, so for this one, I decided to go in with my alcohol markers. I thought it would be relatively quick compared to the first two prompts I did. Now, the first two prompts were short for you guys because it was mostly like dry time and like fixing mistakes with more paint and more dry times, whereas this one is longer for video because there's like more interesting stuff to look at other than drying paint. I will kind of go over what I have here. Maybe you can guess what's going on. If you can read the sidebar, it's kind of light, but you might still be able to read it. The top left is some cheese. Now, I don't like American cheese, but that's definitely what I base it on. Then we have some pumpkin. Now, I do really love pumpkin. And then we have roast beef. Also a good meat. And then at the bottom, I know it looks like carrots, but it's actually yams. And then on the other side, I feel like it's kind of the giveaway of whose meal this is. If you didn't figure out, it's not my ideal meal. And that is cheese. Cheese apostrophe S, not cheese the food. I don't know if you caught it, but that was like a cube of wet cat food. And at the bottom are his treats. Now, arguably, I didn't make a dessert here, but I feel like animal treats are always like meat-based and stuff, so like I was counting that as kind of the dessert. But yeah, he likes cheese, obviously, like who doesn't? And shockingly, he really likes pumpkin and yam. Now, you can't give cats a lot of yams. Like, especially don't give them, like, anything that's already pre-sweetened, like candied yams. But she really loves yams. Not only does she love eating pumpkins, but he, like, also likes them in general. Like, he cuddles with the gourds I bring home for, like, the fall season. So he just all around likes pumpkin. Like, he was, like, one of those basic peoples at Starbucks or whatever. Chi really loves beef, but he likes all red meat. Like he likes rabbit and red meat, you know. He's really allergic to a lot of things. He actually had a condition where his teeth had to be removed when he was only like 3 or 4 years old because of his allergy to everything. And he doesn't like fish. And I think I figured out that he's actually allergic to fish. Not that he doesn't like it, but like red meat is just one of the things that does not bother him. So that's why he gets the premium stuff instead of always eating chicken all of the time when it comes to like specifically wet food. Like his dry food is usually chicken because I have to get him like sensitive stomach stuff. But yeah, when I give him wet food, he gets a little treat and it's usually that cube one. Maybe you can guess the brand. There's usually like a very purebred cat involved with the brand. I don't want to get any flack for a cheese diet or anything because, again, he's allergic to everything on top of being kind of a little bit picky. So I give him healthy food. Don't think I give him junk all the time. He's on combination diet. His treats are, you know, the temptation ones. He really likes them, and he seems to not have as big of a problem with the flavors he can't normally handle in regular cat food when it comes to the temptation treats. Like, he can handle the fish ones fine, but like when it comes to it being like the entree, he can't handle it. I don't know. But yeah, I think I did a food prompt ish recently, which is why I went ahead and did like a meal for Chi instead. And at the time, I didn't really know what Bree's diet would really be like because she was on puppy food. So that's why I didn't do a meal for her. And I guess all these pages kind of have to do with Chi, right, this week? Because the first two prompts were kind of like connected to each other. So yeah, I don't know. I guess this is just a Chi week. Let's take a look at what we did this week and give our ratings. So the first prompt we did was create folds. I think the prompt is kind of weak just because I don't actually want to like fold this page. I don't know how other people did this prompt either, to be honest with you. I'm gonna give the prompt itself a 2 out of 5 stars just because why would I want to fold up the book when I'm already having issues with the book being like thick, you know what I mean? I think over time the folds would kind of just disappear. But however, I think I came up with some kind of unique idea for it by kind of showing a blueprint of folds. So I'm gonna rate my artwork a 3 out of 5 Chi heads. It wasn't like it wasn't a lot of work because it was a lot of like layers of paint and stuff and making the lines perfect. It just looks really simple to me. So let me grab my Chi head stickers and put that right here. Ooh, shiny. The next prompt was create letters. I did like making the letters and making up this page in like a cryptogram style. I think that was really cute. And I do like the prompt. I think I could have done other things with it if I wasn't trying to match the double page spreads up. So I'm going to give the prompt a 4 stars. And the artwork itself, again, I think it's a bit more on the simple side, even though it wasn't like that short term of a like prompt to do. And I don't love the Chi head here, so I'm probably going to give that a 3 Chi head rating as well. I feel like I'm being a little bit hard on myself because like it's been weeks since I've done these and I'm looking back at them now. I'm like, they're not that good. I'm gonna put it up here this time because we got the little Chi head down here. And then last we did create a meal, and I actually created a meal for Chi in the end. I think it's a pretty easy prompt for most people to do, but I myself was not super inspired by it when I saw it because I think I had recently done another meal prompt. I think is what it was. So I didn't really know what to do for it. But I think since it's like a more generic sounding prompt, I'm going to give it a 4-star rating. The artwork I do like, so I'm also going to give that a 4 Chi head rating. Put it right there. Obviously, out of all the prompts I've done, I think the create a meal is my favorite look, but I think my favorite idea was probably the cryptogram and the paper airplane threads matching, if that makes sense. Let me know which one your favorite was. But that is going to be it for me today. If you guys want to check out the last Create This Book episode, you could tap the thumbnail here. If you want to catch up on anything you missed, you could tap the thumbnail here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to do all the cool YouTubey things of comment, liking, subscribing, and turning on that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!